to Beyond the Ring, a podcast that covers all things in the stock show industry from the informative to the insane, starring Ryan Rash
If they can't handle your sparkle, tell them to squint or wear sunglasses.
and Dale Hummel. Now on with the show.
Welcome to Beyond the Ring. This is Dale Hummel, along with co-star Ryan Rash.
Hello, hello, hello.
It's a very sad day.
Why?
Lindsey Graham.
Oh, he died a couple days ago. I know you're in the world country and all that stuff, but yeah, that was a couple days ago, sir.
I just got news as of yesterday, and I was hoping that it wasn't correct.
No, it's correct.
And do they know cause of death? It was very sudden, obviously.
Basically, there was a tear in his aorta or something. I'll look it up here, but it
wasn't the Russians or the Iranians or something like that.
No, nothing like that.
Clintons, maybe? Obama?
No, I don't think so. No, it wasn't.
I would like proof.
It had something to do with his heart, but I can't find it.
Got it. He seemed to be in very good mental shape and is
he was only 71.
Sharp as one could be. Yeah, it's not real old.
For the Senate, that's like a teenager.
That is very true. Yes, and probably you always call him your favorite one. I would have to say he was the best by far, wasn't he?
Senator Kennedy from Louisiana is my favorite one, but I liked Lindsey Graham. I thought he was funny and entertaining, and I mean, obviously I didn't mind his policies, but a lot of people really did not like him, but I didn't mind it.
No, I was very I'm sad to see him go. He was a very positive asset there. I have no news on Iran.
Lindsey Graham died from an aortic dissection due to arterial cardiovascular disease.
So he had a plugged artery and it ripped
or something. Yeah, something like that.
You briefly said before we started that we're bombing the shit out of him.
We did. I don't know about today, but yes, we did.
At this point, I am just full out. You level the entire country and it's done. It's over. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, just take them out.
I mean, he's given them how many different opportunities to do the right thing, and they just won't. This has been going on for 40 some plus years.
Yeah,
and they continue to do the wrong thing. So I understand. I saw a social media post that no other countries were willing to send any ships that direction. Is that fake news or real? Do you know?
I have not seen anything about that, so I have no idea.
I mean, if some of those allies refuse to do anything, I don't have to say this, but Trump will remember that.
Oh, for sure.
And I appreciate that a great deal. I heard another UAP file drop with evidence that keeps becoming more real to people, and I think the populace is becoming desensitized, just as the plan was meant to be.
Wonderful. We're so excited for you.
You should become more attuned to that.
I don't care.
Remember the term World Federation. Remember that.
World Federation. Okay, I'm on it.
So I apologize for the sound quality. I'm on a family trip in the Serengeti at the moment. Ryan, you'll be happy to know, as of today, no Ebola scares. And tomorrow we're heading away from the Congo, away from southern Sudan, away from Uganda, into the Ngorongoro crater. So we're getting further away from the Ebola from here out. So I think we'll be okay. And the crater is so exciting. There's a higher animal density in the crater than anywhere else in Africa. It'll be good.
Lovely. Your SNAP story is very big thing here back in the United States of America. Many people have messaging me about it, and I just keep telling, they're like, he's so close to the animals, and I just keep telling them yes, and it's very disappointing that one of them hasn't tried to maul that man by now, but you know.
That is my phone camera, and I do have a zoom lens on my phone camera.
Well, they think that you're like right there beside them.
So speaking of that, we are in a tented camp at the moment. And last night was probably, I don't know, one of the more exhilarating experiences I've ever had in terms of, I guess, fear, maybe. I've been giving my daughter a hard time because we will leave the tent and you have to have an escort slash guard walk you back and forth to the lobby or wherever you're going. And there are Cape buffalo here, and they refer to those as Black Death or the Widowmakers. There's more people killed by Cape buffalo than just about anything else. I think the hippos beat the Cape buffalo, but hunters are specifically fearful of them. Even when shot, they keep coming at you.
Oh, that's
so we get up the other morning and leave the tent going towards the car, and we kind of turn the corner, and right in front of us is a Cape buffalo male, and it does make you nervous. So last night, I wasn't bad when I could see him in the daylight, but last night I awoke to a Cape buffalo outside of our tent, and close enough you could hear the darn thing breathing through the little mesh window. And clearly I don't think they know the difference between a canvas wall and a concrete wall, but nothing happened. But I would say I was nervous. My wife laid still like a possum for the most part. And we got through it, but it had my heart racing just a little bit.
There's not enough money in the world to make me do this shit that you're doing, and you're paying me for this.
You might enjoy it. So the Serengeti's meant for the kind of the high rent people there. This is not. I've talked about the Namibia and the Botswana adventures that Chase and I go on that we self-guide, and very inexpensive and enjoyable. This has the most animal density, and we've seen more animals than anything else, but the cost is not good. The food is average, and they don't want you to do it by yourself. They want you to hire a full safari company and spend $2,000 to $5,000 per person per day. They call it ecotourism. Fewer people can go at that price, and then they don't have quite as much traffic into the parks, which is a good thing. And even with the prices the way they are, and I think we're the only ones that I've seen that are self-guiding, if there's a sighting on a leopard or something, within minutes, there's a dozen or more safari guide trucks at that location. It's too damn crowded for me. But animal watching, animal density, great.
Wonderful.
You need to make the trip once in your life.
No, I'm good. Thank you. Appreciate it, but no.
I think Katie and Holly, they're being good sports about it. I think Chase and I might be enjoying it more, but they're along and
you're going to
contributing
without power with wild, dangerous animals trying to kill you. I guarantee you, Katie and Holly ain't having a damn good time. No, I'm just sorry. That is not what those two ladies are about. So,
I do remember your suggestion.
Yeah, I'm just saying that is not anything that those two blondes are about. They may be sticking it out for you, but yeah, you're going to pay for this when they get home. I promise you.
Oh, it's very possible. Very, very possible. So Katie may or may not have got us stuck in our only water crossing. Had to have a couple guides help us get unstuck. I may have almost rolled the vehicle the first day trying to look for an animal. Family was very unhappy. Other than that, we in a buffalo encounter. It's been good outside of those few things. What other current? Where are you at the moment? It's 8 o'clock at night. I am in the Serengeti, and it's probably 8 in the morning in Hawaii. 7 in the morning, early.
7 a.m. in Hawaii.
Clifton surely is somewhere in between, right? He's probably about noon or so.
Where Clifton is. In the main.
I hope this. I'm getting an echo in our recording. I hope it comes across. Clifton will fix it, right?
Sure.
Any other current events that we need to talk about? Lindsey Graham, Iran, and UAPs. That's all I got.
I guess Mitch McConnell's alive. He sent out a statement that he's alive.
So I saw your text in the group with you and Clifton. I don't even know what you were talking about. He disappeared. How can he disappear?
The man has not been seen. No videos.
So he's obviously
no pictures. No nothing. MIA. Gone. But they did.
So what did they come out? What did they say about it?
He had a fall on June 14th, and he's been hospitalized, but he was never unconscious. He doesn't have, and then he got pneumonia. Basically, he's alive, but that's it.
Not good.
No, but yeah. But he's supposedly alive. So there you go. Like I told Clifton, and you don't pay attention, but if you were not in some third world country fighting for your life with Lindsey Graham dying out of the clear blue sky and Mitch McConnell being MIA for a month now, you would have the most conspiracy theories. But, you're busy trying to not get killed by a buffalo.
I would have a few probably on that, but I do not have enough knowledge yet to come up with anything. But the Lindsey Graham death, I can think of a lot of people that would want dead, inside and outside of her.
And I'm not saying anything but like he came back from Russia and Ukraine, landed, called Trump at 7 p.m. when he landed or got back, and at 1 a.m. he's dead.
Yeah. It sounds a little suspicious to me.
Very strange.
Well, I'm proud to acknowledge the support of SC Online Sales as a sponsor. This is where more sellers and buyers come together on a user-friendly platform than ever before in the history of the stock show industry. Thank you goes out to SC Online Sales for their continued support of the junior livestock industry. And Ryan, why do stock oftentimes not drink water at a show?
Because it has chlorine in it.
Ryan, what's a cost-effective way to eliminate the chlorine?
Show Fresh H2O.
And Show Fresh H2O can be found at your favorite show supply trailer and at swampfox.com. You did very well on that test, by the way. Nicole is going to be the most happy that you understood that. And I did text her because I had a question and answer that I needed to run past her. And she is still waiting for her dinner date from like Houston a couple of years ago, maybe.
I don't go to dinners. Don't do that.
I have explained this to her, by the way. But I don't think she's going to just give up on it.
The small children can't even get me to go out to dinner. It just doesn't happen. I'm not that person.
Like when you're going out with your show families, you go out to dinner with them.
No, we go to the hotel. We go to the hotel and they order whatever's there, and then I sit at the bar until I'm ready to go to bed. That is what happens.
You go to dinner with Daddy James?
No,
and your mother?
I do not. They don't go.
I have seen you go to dinner. Oh.
I think the last time I actually went to dinner with somebody at a show was you in 2019 in Phoenix to start this podcast. I'm being almost dead ass serious.
Got it. What about Callie? You go to dinner with Callie?
No, because she doesn't like to go to dinner at shows either. We go to the bar, we eat food, we have a few drinks, and then we go to bed. Because we have to get up very early in the morning to show things. But yeah, no. So
I am kind of with you on that one. I am there. Are you ready for the main topic? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you want my title or your title?
No, your title is stupid. It's called Finishing the 50. That is the title. That is the topic. That is me. Yay.
That is better than Ryan's 50th.
I'm not 50, you Fruit Loop.
I didn't imply that. I'm not implying that.
Implies that I'm 50, you weirdo.
Are you close?
No. Next.
Okay. Well, I would like to formally congratulate you and acknowledge the fact that your perseverance and just, I cannot imagine going through 50 states and judging shows in 50 different states, let alone, this is a big deal. And you, as far as I'm aware, and maybe you can correct me, are the only one that has accomplished this and has this title to yourself at the moment.
I don't know anybody else that has. That's not saying that somebody hasn't, and I'm just unaware of it. But I don't know of anybody else that has. But it has.
So did you truly set this as a goal at one point in your life?
Oh yes. So like, I mean, I was a very annoying small child. I'm still an annoying adult to some people, but like when I was 5 years old, I learned to count to 100 in Spanish, and so I would just walk up to random people and be like, "Do you want to hear me count to 100 in Spanish?" And I want to wait for an answer. I just start doing it. But as a little kid, I told everybody I was going to judge in all 50 states. Well, as I put on Facebook, I judged my first show 2 weeks after my high school graduation, and I made that little annoying boy's dream into a goal. Now, most people thought that I was crazy and whatever, and still do, but it's here and it's happened, and it's been really, really humbling and all kinds of things. But the reason I wanted to put this topic out there is because, like, I've had so many questions over, like, because, you know, the last 3 years, got Alaska 2 years ago, got New Jersey last year, and then this has been planned for a year, but they don't announce their judges, and so all this other stuff. This has been a long process to get here, and I've had a lot of questions about things. But first off, like, this has been a goal, and I get people all the time, well, have you judged in Maine, or when did you do this, and all this stuff. What people don't understand is there were stock shows before social media. I know they don't realize that. There was. And so
You know what? I can I remember some actually. I
yeah,
can vouch for you on that.
I had judged in 36 states before social media was even in existence. So, I mean, like, there's that. And I do have to give credit to Shrek for a lot of that because some people that listen to this podcast don't know, but the majority do. She had the Showbox magazine for 45 years, and it was the largest, most circulated livestock magazine in the country. And she sent that magazine for free to every ag chapter, every extension office, and every show that she had an address for. And so, at least a half a dozen to a dozen times each week, she got a phone call from a show or from an extension agent or from somebody asking for a judge recommendation. Well, guess who the hell she recommended? I know y'all all be shocked, but it was me. And so that is,
God,
and
it did
so,
not matter where or what size of show or
no,
anything, did it?
no. And
Not what it paid, nothing.
nothing. No. And so then they would say, well, what can I get this person's contact number? She said, well, let me transfer you because I was, of course, in the office working. And so a lot of it was that right there. Just people calling into the Showbox magazine, asking for judge suggestions. And she, of course, nominated me and said that I would work incredibly cheap, etc. And away I would go. So a lot of it happened long before social media ever existed. But while it has been a long journey, a very fulfilling journey, all this other stuff, it has not been easy. I'm not going to say that it's been easy because, you know, and things are different now. But when I was fresh off the judging team, and Dale can testify to this, that, like, this is how things worked. You went to college, you got on a judging team, you did as good as you could. People started recommending you for shows. You judged every show that you got asked to, regardless of size, regardless of anything, all this other stuff. You did the best job that you can. You got married, you had children, and then somewhere between 35 and 45, then magically you start getting to judge the big shows that matter. That's how it worked. Now it's not.
I would,
I mean,
I would have to agree with that. And at that time, there was no social media,
right.
no anything. It was, I think it was more each show passing your name on to another show.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of just word of mouth, basically.
Yeah. And so, I mean, now it's not like that, but that was the way. And so then I decided that I was going to come out of the closet and be the first openly gay livestock judge, and that just threw a whole big monkey wrench into all this. And I'll never forget when I told my mother what I was going to do. She bawled and squalled and went hysterical and all this other stuff and told me not to do it. And I was just like, yeah, no, I'm going to. And she's like, you don't have to get married again, Ryan, but like, just don't be public about it, just whatever. And then we can still go on and all this other stuff. And that just never sat with me. And I remember saying this as clear as if it happened yesterday. I just said, there's a lot of kids in this industry, and maybe they're not gay, but they don't fit the stereotypical stock show mold of what a stereotypical stock show kid is. And I said, if I cannot try to break out of this and be as successful as I can, if not me, who? And if not now, when? And so away I went. And there was no guide. There was no role model. There was no roadmap. And I just knew that I had to judge every single show and be the very best that I could be. And I knew that people were going to put up huge roadblocks, and they have. Still to this day, there's nonsense that goes on about me judging shows. And it's never about my talent, my ability, the way I work with the kids, or or that I'm political. It is nothing about any of that. It's about that I am a flamboyant gay man and they don't want me judging a show. So.
And I see that still today. And I, just for our audience purposes, do you think that there's less of it now than there was? It still exists, but is there less?
See, I really don't know because of social media and all these things now, I see it more than I guess. I mean, you heard things.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
You heard
that is a hard one.
But now I see it, and then, I mean, like, And so when you see evidence of it now, then you're like, well, maybe this is worse than it was. And I mean, some of it's probably because, again, I don't think I'm famous, but other people think I am, and all this other stuff. And with notoriety and more stuff like that, you get more haters and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know if it's better, but it is what it is. But the fact that we've gone through all that and done it and still got to this point, I'm very proud of myself and more humbled than anything else, because like I put in that Facebook post, I know that without every single show kid, every single show family that has lobbied for me to judge shows, driven hours to come show to me, without every person that hired me, even when they were under pressure not to, none of this would be possible. And so for them, all of them, thousands of them, then, I mean, I can't explain my gratitude, because none of this would be possible without that. And that's just a fact.
I get it. And I am sure that I get the feeling that there is less opposition right now, but because of social media, those that want to be vocal can be far more vocal and get it out to far more people. So I would say even more hurtful now, because it's more just out there in the public, and the opposition throws it out there on occasion. They usually get destroyed by your fans, but they do put it out there.
Well, they do. But, people, other questions that I've been asked about this is like, well, what was your favorite show that you've ever judged? And I'll be honest, I don't know if I have a favorite. I have more memorable shows. I would say Arizona National, when I did the steer show, that's one of the most memorable ones, because that's when the Clutter Slap started. And I really thought that everybody was going to hate that and thought it was the stupidest thing in the history of the world, but I was going to do it anyway. And I thought it was going to be a one-time thing and done. And now it's the most, sought after thing in the world. And I just blows my mind. And so that's one of the most memorable shows for me. I think the Indiana State Fair, when I did that steer show, I tell you what, that was like my first Midwest State Fair steer show, but that was the first Midwest one. And I will never, there's two great stories from that deal. First off, a man had someone send me pictures of his steers trying to get, favors and all this other stuff. And that dude actually wins the show with a gift that was not a picture sent of me. So he's standing there at the backdrop, and we're taking the Grand Champion steer picture. And I looked at him and I said, you know what, dude? If you want to send pictures to me of your steers through XYZ, maybe you should send one of the best one. And you didn't, because this picture never got sent to me. And I thought that man wanted to crawl under the arena floor and die, but it was great. But the more important story about that show is when we got done taking the top 5 pictures, I turned around to leave, and there was a line of people that it looked like they were standing in line to get tickets for Carnival. I don't know. It was just seemed forever. And they were all there to talk to me, shake my hand, say thank you, all this stuff. And I mean, it took well over an hour. And I thought, okay, I must have done something right, because I had never seen anything like that before.
Well, Ryan, that hasn't changed a lot since then. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I haven't been to a show with you for a little while, but generally speaking, you're going to sign banners, you're going to sign just about anything. And you do have a huge following, and that's to your credit. And you've definitely earned it. When you do as much traveling and put yourself out there that much to judge at one point almost any show that you could fit into your schedule, that's a big deal. Huge deal. I mean, I just came back from a show in Idaho, and to be gone for 3 days just to go do that, that's a challenge for me. Absolute challenge. I love doing it. I love the people there. All those things. I got to sign my first belt buckle at that show. I've never done that before, but I can only imagine the different things. May I ask a question on that, actually?
Sure.
What is the most unusual thing you've signed?
Well, not the most unusual thing I signed, but a woman did ask me to sign her chest, and I told her no.
Oh, nice.
No.
And you did.
No, I said no. I did not.
Oh, okay. Got it. That was
I signed her
probably a
shirt.
wise.
I signed her shirt instead, but yeah, nope. Nope, 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 nope. It's not going to happen. But
I've done some hats and mostly just banners.
yeah, lots
I
of
can't think
banners.
of anything way out there unusual. But well, no, this is good, Ryan. And I try to think back to when we started this podcast, or even when we started communicating before the podcast. You've had a fairly short list of states for at least the past 5 or 6 years
Yeah, it was like down, I guess,
to complete
when,
to complete the 50, I should
right.
say.
Yeah, I think when the podcast started, I think it was down to like 7. Or maybe, yeah. I know there was
Or
one point
less.
where, yeah, and so people ask me, so what was, of course, Hawaii was the 50th, and New Jersey was the 49th, and Alaska was 48th. And so they're like, what what was the hardest state to get into? And I'll be honest with you, people would probably laugh at this. And if it wasn't for Dale, I don't know if I'd ever been in this state. But Georgia was the hardest one for me. And I haven't been back many times, but Georgia was by far the hardest state for me to get into. And Dale had judged a show, and a year, and then he recommended me to those people. And me getting that show, that was the first time I got to Georgia. And that was like, not that long ago, like four
No, I
years
remember. I
ago.
remember you made a big deal about
Yeah,
going to Georgia that you hadn't, and that shocked me that you hadn't been there.
yeah, because they have shows all the time, and so like that one, Georgia and Alabama were two of the two toughest, and that was the last five actually. The Georgia, Alabama, uh, Alaska, New Jersey, and Hawaii. I'm pretty sure that's the final five. But yeah, so but
And where was I assume the first one you've ever did was in Texas?
yes, Waller, Texas. 2 weeks after I graduated high school. Waller, Texas, America.
And
But
I'm going to guess your mother volunteered you for that as well.
yes, she did. Absolutely. Yeah.
And did she go? Did she attend?
Yes, she did. She was there. She used to go to
And did,
almost every single one of them in Texas, and now I've kind of weaned her off finally, thank God. But
I hope you walked around the front of the Herefords at that show
I
so
did
you could
not,
make your
did
mother happy.
not. Yeah, she's still
No.
very critical on how I do things and why I do things and what I say, and so it's just better if she does not attend the shows. But
Love it. I love it. So I don't even have a clue how many that I would have done, and it's not that many. I know my daughter Tara had brought up she had I could get the number wrong, but I think she's in the low 30s, if not mid 30s, on number of states she's done. And it seems like she's somewhere every weekend, fly somewhere to sort. But I think what it's going to be for a lot of people like you, Ryan, if they ever even get close, those last handful are going to be the ones that take forever.
right. And again, there's only 2 shows in Hawaii. There's this.
So good luck landing one of them.
Well, I mean, this has been 2 years in the making to get this. I'm not going to lie about it. I have worked to get this deal. But there's the Hawaii State Farm Fair, which I judged, and then there's a Maui County show in June, and that's the only two. There's 2 shows in Alaska. I mean, it's not easy, but
And I did the one in Fairbanks. Is that the one you did?
yeah.
A different one in the last?
No, I did the other one, but because I guess there's 2 Alaska State Fairs, but anyway, but so yeah, not easy. Here we are, and so
When I think about some other people like Dr. Harlan Ritchie would have primarily, I mean, he probably judged all species, but primarily known for cattle. I assume he's done a lot of states, but even more so, I bet he's judged every international cattle show out there.
so I
It
think
would
there
not be
was
surprised.
something. I think maybe we've talked about it, whatever. I think Dr. Ritchie judged in every continent. I did not ever see
Yeah,
anything about him doing every
I
state,
remember
but
something. I do remember something about just his international notoriety was unbelievable.
right, right. But yeah, so but Not easy, but it happened and it's here and it's done. And now I guess everybody's like, so are you just going to quit judging? Yes, I'm done. I'm never judging another show for the rest of my life. Sorry. No, people, I'm not going to quit judging. Jesus, everybody calm down. Lord.
I do have a question and answer that is basically that.
I've
And
had
somebody
30
said,
people literally ask me that since I posted this on Facebook 2 days ago. I'm like, y'all got to be crazy, right? No.
so I was able to pull that up this morning or last night. A wildly popular post, by the way. I didn't read all the comments because there's too many to read, but were they
Yeah,
all
for
positive?
1,000. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. So
You didn't even have any haters.
no, but I'm getting smarter in life. So you can, when you put these posts up, you can go and you can choose who can comment. And so if you're not my Facebook friend or established follower, I don't know what the hell that means, then you don't get to comment on my post anymore.
Really? I didn't know you could sort like that. That's a good
I
idea.
know. I'm getting so much smarter about social media. Look at me go. But yeah. So
Even though you and I still function on Facebook primarily, we're a little behind, I think. Maybe a
I
lot.
just, it is. I don't like Instagram as much, and I love looking at TikTok. I'm just not going to make a TikTok. So, but I tried the other night and it didn't work out. So, but
I use Snapchat to post animal pictures. I guess I do
I'm
put goats in there now too.
I'm the Snapchat wonder of the world. Everybody follows me on Snapchat. So, but anyhow, but no. So I do. It has been very cool. It has been a very long journey to get here, but excited. On to the next one. I don't know. And there's like, well, what do you want to do next? I don't know. And it was like, we think you should judge in every. Somebody said that I needed to judge in every territory in Australia or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, people. It costs a lot of money to go to Australia. I've looked at those plane tickets before. I'm just telling you, it's very expensive.
Maybe we could get a GoFundMe for you to judge every territory in Australia. You may make a lot of money on something like that. I'm tempted.
I was just like, this is very expensive to go to Australia. Even coach, it's very expensive. Jesus, y'all people, but no. So
I bet you could get to Africa on Ethiopian Air and coach for $1,200.
is that what it cost y'all? $1,200?
That's what it usually costs Chase and I. This one was more because we booked late, but I think it was like 1,600 maybe.
You can't even get to Honolulu for that. But anyway,
No, you cannot. But remember, this is Ethiopian Air. Remember that part.
that's true. Very true.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all. I think you ought to be proud of this, and you definitely, to my knowledge, have the only one to have that title, and I'm sure there'll be people that shoot for it now, and I'm also sure that Alaska and Hawaii and probably a couple other states will be a challenge for them to ever acquire. But Tara seems to be keeping track of hers. I don't know if that's because you were. I have no idea why, but she is.
No,
She does.
me and Tara talked about it, and I told her to keep track of it because I was
Got it.
yeah, I was like, when she first started out, I was like, you need to keep track of this because you will. I said, between me and your father and your ability and everything, you'll get there quick. I said, I don't know. I mean, I don't, like I said, the last 5, 10, it's whatever.
Yeah.
But I told her to keep track of it because I
I'm
think something that she wants.
I'm gonna say like 40 will come quick, but then it's gonna get harder.
Yeah,
Just time.
that's the thing, and a lot of it. I mean, I'm just going to be super honest. Like the Alaska deal and this deal. Now, the New Jersey thing, that Jersey Fresh show, they had actually asked me this a couple years ago, and I was booked, and so I lined that up, whatever. But like Alaska and Hawaii, like I had to like contact people, talk to people, do all this other stuff. It wasn't like it just fell in my lap. I had worked the system to get to those two places. And so that's the thing. When you get down to the little last bit of it, and there's several, I mean, I'm sure Terry Burks is close and Ryan Cummins is close, and I've got lots of people that I probably don't know are close, but that's when there are 2 states of the 50 that only have 2 shows a year. That it's not going to be easy, and so yeah, but I do think that now I didn't even put this together, but the man who is head of the Hawaiian extension here, they gave me this plaque and all this other stuff yesterday. It was very cool. But Hawaii, Hawaii was my 50th state to judge. Hawaii is the 50th state that came into the United States of America in the 250 birthday celebration. Kind of all stars just kind of lined up right there. Like you couldn't.
I love it. That is good.
There we go.
And was there a glitter slap? Why?
Yes, there was. So,
Excellent.
but as long as Dale doesn't get mauled by a Cape buffalo or something and makes it home at some point, then hopefully we will have a normal, regular topic back to regular scheduled programming next time.
Well, I commend you for this, Ryan, and I think it's a big deal, and I assume there'd be a lot of people striving for it now. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you ready for your favorite part?
Yes, I am.
Okay, the first one, here it is. It's related exactly to what you already talked about. If Ryan has now judged in all 50 states, this comes from Joe, where does he go from here? Do them all again? Question mark.
I don't know about doing them all again.
You won't intentionally do them again.
No, I will not intentionally do them all again. But I'm not. Nothing's going to change. I'm still going to try to judge as many shows as possible. There's several shows coming up. I'm excited about, of course, Arizona National in December. Things like that. Hopefully, can judge some shows that I have not got to. I mean, I've never judged in Louisville. Never judged in Kansas City. At the American Royal, there's lots of, always wanted to judge the Iowa State Fair. Haven't got to do that yet. So there's lots of shows that I want to judge that I haven't got to judge yet. So y'all don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not quitting. It's fine. I'm still here.
Love it. The next one comes from Julie. My question is regarding Ryan's visit to the Illinois State Fair this year. Mm-hmm. I hear he's judging the Illinois Weather Series Goat Show. Will you be staying for other shows, possibly available to visit or to go out to dinner?
No dinners, but I will get there the 12th. I judge the 13th, and as I would really like to stay, but since Katie's not really going to probably be showing, there was no need to, so I booked a show in Maine for that weekend, in the state of Maine for that weekend, and so now I don't get to be the commentator for the Hog Show, which is greatly disappointing, but I'm also not going to back out on the good people that asked me to judge their show in Maine because I want to play commentator at the Illinois State Fair Hog Show. But maybe next year we can work on that. But I will get there the 12th, be there the 13th, and I will be leaving the 14th. And I don't know what happened to Dale, if the Cape Buffalo finally got him or what, but we've heard nothing from him. We have no text. We have no nothing. So I don't know what his third question was, so I'm not going to answer a third question because I don't know what it is. But we'll say, what is it that Jill says? Until next week, stay safe. And I say, y'all come back now, you hear?